Hey everybody, I know what you're thinking. Finally, some Maritime form long form? And he's talking about the Gelfire Mythic? No. Don't worry. There is more than enough on the internet about the Gelfire Mythic. I have one. I got it on sale. You know, Nerf guy, I'm gonna have one. And I've had a pretty good experience with gel blasters. I will admit, they've kind of grown on me. This is the first one I actually bought. And some people hate on gel blasters, but I think they have a place. You know what? If that's what it takes to get a teenager who's decided they're too old for Nerf out and having fun in the backyard, then I'm all for it. When I expand into a bigger space over at my arena, I'll probably use gel inside as well because, hey, it's another option, another fun thing to do, and the cleanup's pretty easy. I just finished running a couple parties, and you know what? I did bring out the MrBeast Gel Blaster, and the kids had a blast with it. And for just pelting their friends, they enjoyed it. And it was easy for me to refill. So MrBeast Gelfire Mythic went over pretty big with the kids. Just saying. The kids at the party thought it hit pretty hard. So something to keep in mind. But this isn't a gel, no gel debate. I don't believe in those. I think it's all cool. Even airsoft, bro. I think there's room for all the things. I don't think one thing is inherently better than the other. Everything's different. And if you have fun with it and enjoy it, I'm not going to disparage you for it. If I'm not here to talk about the Mythic, then why is this box here? Well, because I'm here to talk about the MrBeast Gelfire Mythic. Fun fact, I still hadn't opened up my Gelfire. I bought it. It was wintertime. It was cold. Not the season for gel. Plus, I kind of missed that whole review cycle. I mean, between the Gelfire Challenge that Beret, Ryfi channel, CJ Nerf, and so many folks are doing, there was no point in more Gelfire stuff. When I saw the news of this one coming out, I am kind of a MrBeast fan. Maybe late to the party. The kids were talking about MrBeast for a long time before I actually kind of get into it, watching videos. He's done some amazing things, all while seemingly being a decent human being. Pretty impressive. This is essentially, from what I have read and heard, the same as the Gelfire Mythic, except it's in those MrBeast colors, and it has this cool innovative hopper that is shorter, low profile for you to fire over it. In all the blasters I've tried, I've actually come to prefer the up top hopper. They're simple, they're pretty reliable, they're often interchangeable. This one won't be interchangeable, it'll be proprietary. But generally, I don't mind those ones up top. I've just, you know, I look beside where I want to shoot and adjust accordingly. You have hundreds of rounds, whatever. I do appreciate that they made this change. You're sacrificing down from 800 rounds in the old Gelfire Mythic to 300 rounds. I don't mind that either, because one of the biggest problems I've had with gel blasters when I've been playing with them is they're too high capacity. Check out this video I did with some gameplay in the backyard. I had a lot of fun with the kids and everything. It was very stationary. There's too much ammo. Going down to 300 rounds to make people be a little bit more selective, I don't mind that at all. Let's open up this special MrBeast version of the blaster and see if it's worth it. Now, this one in Canada is about $35 more than the regular one. I'm going to guess that unless you're a MrBeast fan, it's not going to be worth it to pay that much more money for this one over the other one, but it'll actually give me a chance to see what I think of the Mythic in general. All right, let's go. Hey, I gotta say, from the get-go, this looks pretty cool. Also, right off the bat, the MrBeast version does come with 20,000 gellets, so 4 packs of 500, whereas the original one only came with 10,000. So there's some of that MrBeast $10,000 giveaway, 10,000 gel giveaway. It has that detachable barrel in the front, so you can make this really stubby. It's kind of a shame that this wasn't end strike. That would be really neat if you could put other things on here just for the looks. Here is this. Oh, that's really, really slick that that's hidden in there. I've heard that this is a really good thing that they did. And you know what? That's really true. Because this is almost pistol style right here. Pretty easy to one hand. And this definitely makes it very comfortable to shoulder. And already, without filling this up, this is really not obstructing my aim very much at all. Pretty easy to remove. I've heard that on the other one, this can feel a little bit loose. This feels pretty firm in here. Maybe it being lower profile will help. We do have the silly tack rail here that you can't attach anything on because this design is different. They really just recolored the molds on this. Would have been kind of nice to have made a change to not have that there. Or maybe even when you fasten it on, to have made this hopper nudge onto it a little bit or grab on a little bit on one side for sturdiness. Kind of interesting. There's this pass through here. Don't mistake that for a sling mount. You would not want to sling anything off of that. And down here we have a rail where you could put something on to hold more gellets. One of the other really cool things about this blaster, spoiler alert, I've already charged this up, is it has a very discreet Easy to remove, I was about to say. LiPo battery is what I've heard about this bad boy. I don't really know the specs on it. Well, let's take a look. Lithium polymer battery, 7.4 volts, so 2S? Well, someone will correct me if that's not how I should interpret that. One other thing that this one and the other Gelfire Mythic, the OG, they have select fire, single shot and full auto. I think for gel blasters, and that's right up here in this dial, so there's off, single shot, and it lights up, and full auto. And why I think that's so important for gel blasters is there's a time and a place for full auto, and it's not always fun. When I was playing in the backyard in that gameplay footage I was talking about, Matt and I restricted ourselves to single shots and let the kids do full auto for a round just to make it more interesting, just so that they could move cover. When you have 800, 1,000 rounds in full auto, it's just a lot of stationary so I think that's a cool addition. This definitely, compared to some of the other gel blasters I've used, feels like a premium thing. This feels like something that would come from Nerf. It has that good heavy plastic. That said, the on-lock gel blasters feel incredibly premium, super nice. Everything from Gel Blaster, I've also enjoyed. I have to give them credit too. And I really enjoyed that blaster from B-Wine as well. There are definitely some players a cut and above, and their performance is all getting plus 200. We're not going to see that with this. I don't know that I'd want to see that with something that is more on Toys R Us shelves here in Canada. That's a lot of talking. Let's hydrate some things. All right, through the magic of video, we are hydrated. Let's put in some rounds. I guess we dump them through the little cap hole here. I really enjoy that even the rounds for this blaster are in those MrBeast colors. I think that's kind of cool. What must it have cost Nerf to do a MrBeast collab? That must have been pricey. Nerf, if you're watching, you're not. But if you are, I will do a collab cheaper. All right, we got it filled up. That looks really sharp. I'm really liking this. We're probably not going to be drowning in these things. I can't imagine the quantity's super crazy. Let's try a single shot. See if I can hit something. Oh, there we go. Okay, pretty cool. Once I kind of adjusted for, I mean, you are looking over a hopper. It's quite a bit of a difference from the top of this to where your barrel is. Once we kind of adjusted for that, that's fine. That seems pretty accurate. It's definitely not in the same FPS territory. I'm going to chrono it in a sec. It definitely feels like it is below the Gel Blaster on lock thresholds. So let's do a bit of a run over the chrono and see what this is hitting at. All right, let's try some single shots. And some full auto. When I did that first chrono test, you just saw the results were a bit more meh than I expected. I had only let these hydrate a little bit below their preferred time, so I hydrated them longer and we tried again. Hydration is their friend. Single shot. Quite a bit better, actually. And we definitely got better performance, more in line with Qualcomm and Drac and Xbox games and people like that. I did see 140 a few times, and we had lots in the high 120s and 130. So definitely more than what I was expecting. Way under a lot of the other premium offerings, but it shouldn't be that surprising, as this is aimed a lot more at younger kids than others. My kids would enjoy playing with this at these velocities. So it's not an impressive velocity, but you guys have heard me talk before about performance is a tricky thing. It really depends on who you're playing with. Is this the blaster that you're getting out to play some gel with your buddies and do some advanced military tactics? It is not, and that's fine. Is this a great gel blaster for playing in the backyard with your family, with younger kids who might not be as up for getting hit by stuff? Yeah, this is not a bad choice. It's an expensive choice, but it's not a bad one. And you know what? The Gelfire Pro Mythic has been going on sale like crazy. So you probably can get a couple of these for not a bad price. Maybe not the MrBeast version, but the other version you can definitely get for a good price. So I guess to recap, should you buy this? Are you a Nerf YouTuber and you love to collect Nerf and you really think MrBeast is cool? Then sure. If you're me, you should get it. If you're anyone else, I don't know. I mean, this sightline hopper is really neat, but it would be cool, since this is the same shell, if they sold this aftermarket. That would be a really neat thing. And I gotta give credit, because I didn't really notice this until I saw it on Qualcomm's video when I was comparing FPS to make sure that my readings weren't too out of whack. The individual single shot trigger, if you try to hit that really fast, it can't keep up. It's a really slow rate of fire, which is a little bit annoying because you The full auto is actually pretty good. And you know what? I will say, I noticed a pretty big difference having these gellets hydrated an extra hour. That's definitely something to remember about gel blasters in general. You can't hurry too much on that. I was hurrying a bit just to use the time I had to do this review, but letting these soak another hour and a half for about 3.5 hours total, we increased our performance, and this is a lot more fun. You really got to plan ahead. This is a bit meandering. I did have a mild concussion recently, so I'll use that as an excuse. I'm just kidding. I'm always meandering. I would love to see a shell like this into a semi-auto select fire Nerf blaster that fired some short darts or something. Come on, Nerf, that would be so cool. I think this is a really neat looking blaster. I'm less disappointed now that we got that performance up to into the 120s and 130. I think my kids will enjoy this, and I'll enjoy this as well. We're gonna get some first impressions of the MrBeast Gel Blaster. You were pretty excited to see this, were you not?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I do like that the colors kind of match the blaster, so
Yeah.
let's
All right.
try it out.
Give it a try.
Okay, that's really cool. Oh, that's pretty clever.
That's not too bad. Final thoughts on the MrBeast Gel Blaster?
Well, I mean, it's quite cool. It fires kind of like any other gel blaster, so there's not really any like perks, but I really like how they added the touch of the gel blasters being the colors of the blaster, and I just think it's a really cool style.
I agree. You know what? I'm happy to see them try a new thing. There's a time and a place for gel. This is kind of neat. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Here's how long it takes to empty that 300 round lower profile hopper. Let's go. You left in there. And that's pretty much empty.